Hello and welcome to group training on visual supports. Today we are here to talk about visual supports and how they can help improve your students' focus, self-regulation, and communication while decreasing challenging behaviors. This will overall improve your students' ability to be integrated into the classroom and ease transitions. By increasing your knowledge of visual supports and techniques to support students, we can ease difficulties in the classroom and create a more positive learning environment for all. Before we get started, I'd like to introduce myself. My name is Helena. I have an undergraduate degree in child and youth care, and I'm currently completing a postgraduate certificate in autism behavioral sciences. I am currently working with the Peel District School Board and working in an IBI clinical setting. I'd love to get to know you all more, so please share a little bit about yourself, including why you were interested in or why you were taking this training. Now, let's get started. With the people sitting near you, take a few minutes to brainstorm what visual supports are and some examples. Here is an example of the pre-test that was completed before this training. The purpose of this test was to determine what you already knew about visual supports. If you didn't know the answers, don't worry. We will discuss this and much more as we go. Visual supports are visual cues that prompt and support communication skills. Our environment is filled with visual prompts. Can you list any visual supports you use in your day-to-day life? Learners with autism may find these supports useful, as one of the deficits related to autism is communication. These supports can help support alternative communication, which sets up students for success not only in our classrooms but also in daily life. These supports help simplify tasks by breaking them down and facilitating understanding. Let's talk a little bit about the advantages and disadvantages of visual supports for our learners. Many students with autism display repetitive patterns of behavior, meaning it can be very stressful to have unexpected changes. By providing learners with visual cues for changes in their environment or transitions in their schedule, we can help create a more predictable environment. Visual supports can use either words or pictures. By using pictures, it can help make instructions or expectations more understandable for students who don't have receptive language skills. By providing visual supports like the ones we will be discussing today, we can increase student independence because they know what to expect and what to do. In terms of disadvantages, many instructors make assumptions about visual prompts, assuming that visual prompts will be effective for all learners, or that all learners who have autism will require visual supports. Unfortunately, not all students will work for each student. Often, we must use trial and error approaches to determine the best support for our learners. Not every learner will require visual supports. In this case, it is important to fade out our visual prompts slowly over time so that our students do not become dependent on them. Let's talk about some of the different visual supports that we can use in our classrooms. Starting with visual schedules, which will assist with scheduling and time management. Visual schedules provide learners with visual representations of sequences of activities for a given period of time. This can include an hour, a period at school, their whole day, just one activity. This allows the learner to have predictability in their day and have an understanding of transitions. As visual schedules are used, they can allow the learner to make more independent transitions between activities and reduce unwanted behavior associated with transitions. Some even allow the learner or instructor to be responsible for marking an activity as done or move it to the completed column. This can also increase responsibility and independence. Next, let's talk about PECS and choice boards. Picture Exchange Communication System, or PECS, improves communication for students that have difficulty with spoken language by allowing them to have their words or pictures be available to them in a physical way. PECS can be used in a variety of ways. One can be for the learner to choose their PECS and give them to you to communicate, hence the Exchange Communication System. Or they can be used for reminders and paired with spoken language to develop understanding. Choice boards work similarly in that often choices are displayed in picture or word format, and the student picks what they would like to do. It can be used for general communication, being comprised of preferred and non-preferred activity items, or to choose reinforcers or fun activities for after work is done. Gesture or physical prompts may be required initially in order to teach the learner to use the choice board, but these prompts can be reduced or faded, so there is no reliance on instructor support. Moving on to assisting with learning, visual task analysis. Visual task analysis provides a step-by-step breakdown for activities of daily living that assist in the mastery or development of these skills. Some examples here are washing hands and going to the toilet. By breaking down these steps, learners are prompted to complete each step and are more likely to be successful in completing them. Task analysis can be displayed in a variety of ways, including in strips, one on each page of a binder or book, similarly to a schedule, so that learners can check off steps they have done and more. Sorry about that. On to assisting with time management, visual timer. For many students, the concept of time can be very challenging. By providing timers and visual representations of time, we can assist students in learning to manage their time and give them cues on when it is time to transition to a new activity or space. This helps build independence as learners begin to manage their own time with or without timers and increases predictability and therefore easing transitions with reduced problem behaviors. Assisting with reinforcement, token boards, and first then boards. Token boards are a contingency management system that delivers tokens for tasks that can be exchanged for reinforcers after a predetermined number of tokens earned. To use token boards effectively, it is important to ensure tasks and responses are predetermined, including staying on task, complying with demands, and response criteria. Token economies make the learner predict when they will receive reinforcement and can improve their self-management skills. Similarly, a first-then board is used as a visual reminder that once a non-preferred activity is complete, the learner will get a preferred activity or item. This helps with predictability for the learner and improves self-management. What you need to know. Always pair visuals with spoken language to help the learner attach meaning to visual representations. By doing this, we can slowly fade visual prompts to increase student independence. Visuals may be used in many environments if these supports are going to and from school with your student. It is important to ensure that they are easy to move and carry. Additionally, your students will be handling these supports. Kids are kids. They will often be rough with their supports. Laminating them or putting them in protective sheets can help prevent damage and make them more durable. Finally, ensure that you make many copies. Things happen. Supports may get damaged or lost. Since these supports help create independence, it is important to have copies to be used right away if supports get damaged or lost. In terms of creating visuals, they can help support the needs of your students in individualized ways. Creating visuals can seem like a daunting and time-consuming task. However, creating visuals can be quite easy and help tailor your supports to your learners. If your learner likes a specific character, it can be used to capture their attention with their supports, especially with things like token boards or choice boards. Making them can also be more economical as opposed to purchasing them. There are many programs that you can use to create visuals, but you can use simple strategies such as Google Images, pictures you take, which can be exceptionally customizable, magazine cutouts, labels from boxes or toys, and simple written words. Today we've discussed the ways to use visual supports to help your students with schedules, time management, and self-regulation, communication, learning, and reinforcement. The key to making visual supports work for you and your students is to ensure that they are individualized for your student. By doing this, we can work to ensure our classrooms are fostering a positive learning environment. Please take a moment to complete this post-test to challenge your knowledge and give feedback on this training. Thank you.